Hello everyone, welcome back. Today let's discuss about requirements traceability matrix. This is commonly called as RTM, and this comes into picture when you are actually creating your test plan document. So before actual execution starts, when you are coming up with a test plan document for your project, then that's where you include this RTM, sorry. This is called requirement traceability matrix. It's nothing but a table which specifies all your requirements and that maps with your corresponding test cases. Suppose you have n number of requirements and you have bunch of test cases associated with these requirements. Imagine there is a table with each requirement and its corresponding test cases. That's what is called as requirement traceability matrix. Now, if you think of it, like what is the use or what's the purpose of creating this table? So, before starting your execution, if you create this matrix and look at it, you will come to know whether all the requirements have been covered by your test cases or not. So by looking at this table, you should understand that yes, I have covered all my requirements and these are the sets of test cases that each requirement is covering. So this level of understanding you will get it once you put it in a table. This helps us a lot when we are actually trying to cover 100% of test coverage. So this helps us to achieve 100% test coverage without missing any requirements. So this very important step that is to be carried out in case, like at the end of your SIT phase, like before signing off, better late than never. If you again start tracing all your requirements versus your test cases, that will help you a lot. Like you, in case if you miss any requirement, you will come to know at the early and then you can cover that up before signing off. So it's always preferred to start your requirement, come up with your requirement traceability matrix in the initial phase itself rather than at the later phase. So let's get into more details about this. As I told you, this provides a mapping between the actual requirements versus your test cases written. So I have taken one example for one-on-one mapping. So requirement 1 has got here in this example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number of test cases. And requirement 2 has got 2 test cases. This is direct mapping, like one-on-one mapping. There might be one more scenario where you have many to one mapping. So 6 or 7 test cases might cover one requirement as well. So in that case, the requirement 1, whatever is being covered, will be of more weightage when you are actually performing your testing. So you need to focus more on that. So one-on-one is like the direct scenario. I have put this in the form of a table which shows the requirement number and the actual number of test cases that are mapped. So here if you see, requirement 1 is mapped to 5 test cases. Requirement 2 is mapped to 2 test cases. So in this way, when you come up with a table, you will come to know whether we are covering all requirements or not. So this will not let you miss any of the requirements, key requirements. So this is the most important step. And let's see what are the importance, what is importance of RTM. So this determines whether 100% test coverage is achieved or not. So once you come up with this table, at the end of that, once you take a glance at the table, you will come to know whether all the requirements that are given to you are being covered or not, whether your test cases written are covering all the requirements or not. So that's a very important step for us to understand, like how much of the test coverage are you covering with your test cases. So that's the first point. And if you check the second point, that will make us determine the impacted test cases for regression. So in the above slide, for example, requirement 1 has got 5 test cases, and later at some point of time you have got an enhancement to requirement 1. Then you don't have to start from scratch thinking of what scenarios you have to cover. You can directly check your requirement 1 and perform a regression testing of all 5 test cases if they are impacted. So this way helps us to understand the impacted modules, impacted test cases very easily. Coming to the third point, this prevents us from missing any functional requirements. So as I already told you, when you're coming up with a table like this and when you're mapping the requirements and its corresponding test cases, there is no way that you will miss any requirement here. So at the end of this document or at the end of preparing this table, you will make sure that you are covering all requirements with good set of test cases. That's the third point. And if you see the fourth point, it helps us to identify the importance of particular requirement based on the table. So when you say, like, when you have one requirement that is mapped to number of test cases, you know that its weightage is more and we focus on that more. So this helps us to understand the critical requirements, the most important requirements, and allows us to focus on that more. And the next one is, it is used as a tracker in case of requirement changes, as we already discussed, right? If there is any change in the requirement or any enhancement that is coming up, in that way we can directly go there and track all the test cases which are associated with that requirement. And the last point says, makes our life easy when we are going over test case review. So ideally, like, the best way to perform testing is, like, before starting your actual testing, you should always go over all your test scenarios or test cases with your business and development folks. So just in case if we miss anything or if we misunderstood any of the requirements, that's the best way you can get it corrected. So you can go over the test cases with your peers, and then if something is changed, they will come up saying that, hey, this is wrong, like, this is not how, what is expected, you need to change it. So that's the early stage we can correct the test cases. So test case review is always important, and when we come up with a matrix like this, it will help us to easily go over all the test cases with our team members. So we can check, we can inform them that requirement 1, hey, here you go. So for first requirement I have 10 test cases, so I'm covering these scenarios. Second requirement has got 16 test cases, I'm covering so and so scenarios. So if you come up with a table like that, it will make us very very simple to go over our test cases with our business and development teams. So I hope you understand the importance of RTM, guys. Please post your questions if you have any. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.